What a mad week it's been, huh? We're going to do a bit of a wrap up of the week, and then we're going to get.
Wow, so original. Nobody cares. BoxOfDogs.
Thanks, mate. You donated $25 to say that. That's great. Yeah. So, what a nuts week it has been. Starting out with a couple of deaths and everyone going insane. And now we have an AI Donald Trump president of the United States, which is kind of wild. There is another video of AI Trump doing the eulogy for Charlie Kirk, but this one screams AI to me as well. So let's have a listen to what AI Trump has to say.
I really shouldn't say it, but I think I've got to say it. The far right in our country doesn't exist yet. The far left, the Looney Tune Brigade, however, is quite real. Real as real gets, as serious as cancer. Cancer, not good. But people forget that I'm a moderate. Charlie was a moderate as well. But the psycho left has been poking a sleeping bear with sticks, calling the bear names, stealing the bear's wallet, and have actually begun shooting the bear. But this isn't an ordinary bear, folks. No. No, it's not. This, of course, is what scholars refer to as a metaphor. So, if I were a miserable lefty who hated my dad and thought John Oliver was a real looker, I'd pause here and ask myself, do I want to keep poking this bear, or do I want my face to be ripped off in a horrific bear accident? I really shouldn't say it, but I think I've got to say it.
That's unbelievable. What I love about that, I'm guessing that, if that, I don't know if that was official or not, but the other one, I believe the AI tribute, hang on, let me just check here, see if my man's come. Hey, there he is. Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, wow.
Good. Hey, I'll just finish wrapping this up, do the intro, and then we'll jump in. This is going to be very informal tonight, folks, because I haven't done this in a while because I'm in a weird place. So anyway, my guest Tom is here. We're going to jump in a second. But what I'm saying about the AI is that Trump would have had to approve it, or these people had to approve it. And I think this is a market. Like, that video to me screams AI, and I think anyone that knows AI sees videos like that and just goes, that's AI. You can tell by the voice, you can tell by the speech. There's just so many things you can tell. But boomers are so easily deceived. They go, yeah, it looks great. And they just roll with it. It's just, I find it hilarious. This is the world we're in now.
But I know what will make you feel better.
Oh, no, not the box of dogs!
Tom, welcome to the show, mate. How are you?
Yeah, cheers for having me on. I'm pretty good. How are you?
Yeah, doing all right. A little crazy week, as we discussed last night, but yeah, what an insane week it's been, hey?
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
Yeah. The thing that's really, like, the breakdown of the week for me was that these people, first there was the Ukrainian woman getting stabbed on the train.
Yeah.
So it was a Ukrainian female immigrant getting stabbed on a train by a mentally ill black homeless man. And the woke people didn't know what to do with that. They're just like, what color do I change my profile picture to now? So I think that was a big part of what caused the outpouring of hate towards Charlie Kirk. Like, when Charlie Kirk was shot, they were like, oh, thank God we've got something we can just hate on. I think, that's my theory behind it. Like, what do you make of it?
Well, I just today I watched an interview with the guy that was talking to Charlie when he was shot.
Okay.
And I do think he was quite sincere.
Yeah.
Yes, like he absolutely came out and said, "No, this is absolutely wrong." I'm a big Kirk critic,
Yeah.
but this just shit ain't right.
That guy would have been looking at him right in the
Yep,
eyes when he got shot.
yep,
That had to be pretty brutal.
yep.
I don't know. The AI Trump is just, I don't know what the hell's going on. Have you seen the AI Trump? You know they released a video of him saying Charlie Kirk was da 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 da. Da. And if you look at
Yeah,
if
it only went for like a minute or
yeah, about a
something.
minute.
Yeah,
He was basically eulogizing Charlie, and one of his little fingers disappears and then reappears. It's like it's one of the AI flaws, and people picked
yes,
up on it immediately. I mean, that one that I played at the beginning, I don't know if you could hear that or not, but I like it just to me it sounds like AI. Like I can hear AI. I think most people can. Most people can hear that no, this is fake. It's getting better,
mm,
but so we're at the point where they're just happily trotting out AI nonsense for us. So this is the auto pen.
yeah,
This is the auto pen again. They said, there was
yeah.
all this outrage about Biden's auto pen. Now we've got auto Trump. What the what the heck? This is nuts. Do you know what
Yeah.
else they did this week?
No, go on.
During the Charlie Kirk kerfuffle, they all voted unanimously. I don't know. I can't remember. It's House of Representatives, Congress. I don't know. I hate politics and the workings of it, but they all voted to not release the Epstein files.
Yes.
Unanimously voted. Like,
Yep.
they're all talking to each other. Well, I'm not in the files, but I'm worried about you. And they're like, oh, no, well, I'm not in, but you, I mean, Like, these people are so. The other thing that they passed is a bill that says if you are an American weapons manufacturer and you're selling weapons to America, you have to also sell weapons to Israel.
Okay.
One for me, one for you. One for me, two for you. It's just filthy out there, man.
The old Oprah. You get a gun. You get a gun. You get a
You
gun.
all get
Yeah.
a gun. It's hilarious. Oh man, I just cannot keep up with the amount of nonsense that's and I'm just going to try and add this chat thing to. Oops, lost it for a second. No, maybe I won't worry about it. It's such a shoot. It's just kind of fun to have that chat. I think we've got the alternate chat up there. Let me see. Oh yeah, and there it is. It's completely covered the screen, as it does. So I'll just do that and that, and we're good. Yeah. Anyway, so it's been quite a traumatic week, really, in many ways for many people.
Yeah.
And my favourite thing, though, has been all the people who have experienced FAFO. I'm trying not to curse. I'm really trying hard to stop cursing. I don't want to. I want to stop swearing. So I'm really trying hard. So I'm just going to say FAFO, and I'm not going to expand on it. You all know what FAFO is, but so many
I
of
don't.
them.
I don't, but go on.
Well, they effed around and they found out. So many of them are finding out. And that
Yes.
I'm finding is hilarious. People losing their jobs. My favorite thing about it, though, is them going on and crying about it. Like, I personally, if I'd done that, I would not go back on social media and cry about it. I'd just be like, I think I'll keep this to myself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like just, oh, why have we got two? The audio might be a little off on this stream, but anyway. Yeah, so that's been fun. It's been fun to watch. But, yeah, so I thought it's about time I did a stream. I'm about to pack up here and leave again and hit the road again. I've lost all track of time, man. I don't even know how long I've been here. I just tonight realized I've almost gone through an entire tube of toothpaste since I've been here. And I was like, how long have I been here? I've just lost all sense of time. It's nuts.
Who knows that with toothpaste they're now putting clocks on it.
That's what they should. That's what you should have. There is $1 billion idea. Toothpaste with like a little thing at the side, and it's just got the date on it.
Yes.
Just mark the date at the top. This is how long you've been in the country. Time moves differently in the country, man. It's very weird. Time just has
faster or slower?
Sideways. It's not even faster or slower. It's sideways. It's just everything kind of just blends into everything else. Especially because up here, like I'm not working or anything. Like I'm not, like the work I'm doing up here is not, it's 7 days a week. So there's no, and it's not like work. It's the work I have to do here. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we need to copyright that idea. Don't want anybody stealing it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Just somehow you just snap on the thing. It's like, this is the date. A clock in your toothpaste is brilliant. It's time to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. So, this is a stream we've been meaning to do for a little while now. Shame-based trauma.
Indeed.
This is something that we discussed briefly once before when we just in a private conversation.
Yep.
And we got kind of deep on it. I have to find a couple of notes as well. I'm not at all prepared. Yeah. I'm doing my usual thing of just launching.
Yeah, me neither. I kept on thinking, maybe I should write some notes, but I don't know. I think we're pretty good at going pretty deep on stuff, and then branches go off left, right, and center, and then before we know it, 3 hours have passed. So
that's it, exactly. So let's get into so how did you get into this? What got you on the path of looking into shame-based trauma?
Yeah, so shame-based trauma in particular, it's been a very long time coming. It's something, it's very interesting. You don't really know that you have it until it's like really put in your face.
Yeah.
It's not something that's widely discussed, that's for sure. Like, I mean, for example, like, we've talked about comfort zones, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talked about comfort zones and, lack of confidence, all that kind of stuff, it's sort of like you're looking at a lot of like branches on a tree.
Okay.
Like symptoms. And it's okay to treat the symptoms, but if you don't get to the actual origins and the roots of the problem, you'll just be treating a whole bunch of symptoms and not actually getting any work done.
Okay. So
yeah, that's the way I see it.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because it goes. I'm going to completely forget the guy's name, but there's like the three main the three main guys that psychiatry is based on. One's Freud, one's Jung, and then there's the other one, and I've forgotten his name. I asked Sophie about it because she knows about all this stuff, and she told me the name, but I cannot remember. But the difference is Freud was saying that Freud's whole thing was like you go into the childhood and you really dig into those roots there.
Mm.
That I've always kind of felt is a bit of a trap because you get trapped in that and not a lot gets solved in the now. But the other one was all about like just dealing with things now. So it sounds like you've gone pretty deep into this. You're getting into the now and the roots. So you're attacking the whole thing.
Yes.
Right. And what's that journey been like?
It's tough, man. It's real tough because, you know, we're being creatures of habit and survival creatures. It's so easy to just keep repeating the programs over and over again, getting stuck, not changing things. I mean, there's been a whole bunch of little nuggets over the years of what people said. Like, for instance, when you and Steve talked about, like you know, we make jokes about it, but people getting triggered.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Steve's probably looked into this topic too, but he mentioned about how he's saying you've actually got to pay attention to the triggers.
Absolutely, yeah.
The trigger, even though it's an unpleasant feeling in the moment, but it can actually be a great insight as to what's going on. So I won't go too in depth into what happened, but basically something happened when I was with a bunch of friends, probably about 6 months ago. Basically, I was caught in the act of something. Don't go there, Scott. Wasn't that.
Keep the jokes to a minimum. Keep the jokes to a minimum tonight.
So,
yeah,
so basically,
this is why I didn't ask Harvey to come on as well because he would have just gone, what? Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, basically, I looked like an idiot in front of everybody. It was a public setting, and the overwhelming sense of shame and embarrassment. It was. I hadn't felt that in such a long time. Even though it was over something really dumb.
Yeah.
It was the fact, like, old programming in my head was going, oh man, now I look like a dickhead in front of everybody. Everybody thinks I'm an idiot. Like, just old programs.
Yeah.
And the next time I talked to him about that and I explained that to him, see, I knew logically speaking in my head that that's not what they thought of me.
Yeah.
And they explained that. They said, no, we actually thought it was fucking hilarious.
Okay.
We didn't think that you're a dickhead or anything at all. But emotionally, that's not what I felt.
Yeah.
So I was very, very torn.
Okay.
I just had a lot of questions like, what the fuck is going on with me?
Yeah.
And I just started looking at a whole bunch of different stuff on YouTube, all sort of like childhood trauma traits. And then one girl came up, and the title, it's something along the lines of 5 signs you're struggling with shame-based trauma. I thought,
okay.
Well, I did feel a lot of shame that night. Like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So I clicked on it. She named 5 different things.
Yeah.
Can't quite remember them all off the top of my head. But it was things like, you know, chronic self-doubt, chronic anxiety, thinking that you're broken, that there's something wrong with you.
Yep.
Not fitting in, you feel like an alien. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
I have a theory about this that it's only actually since we've been talking about this. But I think
Okay.
this is a big part of what creates introverts and extroverts. Because when you go through this stuff as a kid, as you did, and as I did, and like I would go through, I had this real paralyzing fear of making a fool of myself. And
Yep.
and it was, and other people, I don't know, I guess maybe they go through it at a later time. But I was also very shamed anytime I did make a fool, do something stupid, which I was a kid. I was always doing stupid shit. So I was always, damn, I've got to start swearjar.com so I can hit $1 every time I swear. That's my donation site that I want to make. Like, it's swearjar.com. Well, no, .com's taken, so it'll be swearjar.net. And you just $1 every time you swear, especially on the internet. And then we donate the money to whoever. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Yeah, so I think so when people experience it at a later time in their life, they are more likely to be an extrovert ultimately because they're not crippled by the fear of making a fool of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 1,000%.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah. Like for example, like when we're go back to comfort zones.
mm,
So that was me. So I would be paralyzed with a fear, like new opportunities, learning something new, new jobs, talking to new people.
yeah,
I would just be crippled with this anxiety and fear that the worst possible thing is going to happen.
mm, yeah, absolutely.
So, in order to protect myself, I would force myself to not do things, not talk to people, not take opportunities.
Yeah,
Because in my head, it wasn't an opportunity to grow. It was a guaranteed thing of, well, this nothing good's going to come of this. You're going to look like a dickhead in front of everyone again. So don't do that.
yeah, yeah,
And the more you do that, it infects every area of your life, and you put yourself in a very, very tiny box.
mm. I was talking to my neighbor. This was years ago, and she's a teacher, and she teaches like young kids. And she was saying how she did this experiment, or not an experiment. She did this class with them where they had to drop an egg from on top of a wall or something like that, and figure out a way to be able to drop the egg without it breaking. And they were like making parachutes and stuff. But the
Ah,
most
yeah.
important thing she said was that I don't know how she worded it exactly, but it was basically failing was not failing. Like if you didn't, like if the egg broke, it was fine. Like, so she fostered an environment where like, no, failure is not bad. Failure is learning. It's how you learn.
Yes.
And yeah, how you go through life. And I think that's a really big step forward, because I know when I was a kid, like if you messed something up in school or wherever, it was just like, you idiot. And
There you
yeah,
go.
it's
Shaming.
a shame. Yeah. And
Yep.
there was a lot of that, like growing up here in the country, that it was just the way things were done. Because I guess it's the way they grew up, where you just
Yes.
kind of yell and growl and stuff. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe I was just too sensitive. I don't know what it is, but yeah,
Well,
it does
being
cripple you.
sensitive isn't necessarily a crime, though, is it?
It was back then in the 70s in the country. Yeah, yeah, it was. You'd get the you'd get punched a lot. But anyway, that's all part of it.
All part and parcel.
Well,
But yeah, well,
I think we're
you
growing
go.
as a species, kind of. Aren't we though? Aren't we growing? Aren't we better than the
Yeah,
last?
yeah. In some ways,
In
yeah,
some
sure.
ways, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. But yeah.
Yeah, well, um, yeah, you're just talking about the 70s, so like these things, what we talked about, that they go back at least 5 generations,
Yeah.
these things. So this is why, like, the cycles just keep repeating, because a lot of these things that would happen, people would know that stuff was going on, and they probably felt that bad shit was going on, but there was no understanding of this stuff.
Well,
Um,
some people had an understanding of it.
yeah, definitely.
With this, and this is why I hate to bring this up again. I don't hate to bring it, but in the Bible it says it. Like, there's so much of this stuff we're discovering now that the people who've read the Bible just go, yeah, that's what it is. Because in the Bible it talks about the sins of the father will be visited on the sons for 5 generations. And
there you go.
And so now they've discovered that, people do carry these genetic traumas, and to the point where if you're great, and it skips generations, it's very weird, but if your great grandmother or grandfather had some really horrible experience and they smelt eggs at the time that this happened, that it'll skip a couple of generations, and then you, for no apparent reason, you just smell eggs one day and you start freaking out, and you're like, oh, thanks, great grandma. It's like, how do you process this? Like, how do you process that? I don't know. But they did the experiment with the was it you was telling me about the experiment with the rats?
Yes, I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, go tell us about that. What is that again?
Yeah, so they had a whole bunch of rats in a cage, and they would release a scent, and shortly after the scent was released, the floor was shocked. So they all got a bit of a zap. And so this programming over time happened. And then they let the rats breed for a few generations. I can't remember specifically how many.
Yeah.
But it was, a significant amount.
Yeah.
And they found that, this next generation, or however much it is, as soon as they smelt this scent, they all went into a panicked frenzy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
Yep.
It's interesting the way, that's definitely genetic. That is carrying these things genetically, and there's so much in the genetic code. Like the genetic code, like, it's long enough you can string it out around the moon or something. I can't remember how long it is, but it's very long, or all around the world or something. So there's so much information in there. There's also the way we're trained as a society to do these things. There was the experiment with the monkeys where they put the bananas on top of the ladder, and then every time a monkey would try and get up the ladder, they'd spray all the monkeys, and then slowly they eventually stopped spraying them. But every time a monkey would try to go up, the other monkeys would grab them and beat them up to stop them from climbing up to get the bananas. And then one by one they replaced the monkeys. So eventually you had these an entirely different group of monkeys.
Yep.
And they would still beat each other up. Anyone tried to get the bananas, they'd beat them up. So that's how you train society as well.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, so no living monkey had the experience of what actually happens climbing the rope. They just all know.
Yeah, none
you
of
climb
them got
that rope,
sprayed. Yeah.
We'll beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. Which is a great way to control people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So so what have you been doing with the shame-based trauma? You've been reading a book.
Yeah, so I haven't got the book with me. I've lent it to somebody. If you care to look at it, it's called Healing the Shame That Binds You by John Bradshaw.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Shout
he
out,
specialised in this
shout
area.
out to John Bradshaw. There you go.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. As much as I loved 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson, that was a very important book.
Yeah.
I think this book has been the most important one for me by far.
Okay.
It just explained so much. Like, probably the biggest take away from this book is these things that we keep gaslighting ourselves and shaming ourselves for. Like, what's effing wrong with me? What's going on? I'm just effed in the head, or I'm broken, or this or that. Like, no, you are not broken.
Yeah.
Some shit's happened to you, and programs have been put in here. It's not your fault.
Mm.
You are not damaged goods.
The thing I find so difficult about it is, like, I can be told, like, the fact is, no one's thinking about you. No one really cares. Like, no one's out there going, oh, did you, they might mention something in passing if you did something stupid or whatever. But no
Yeah.
one cares. Everyone's so caught up in their own existence and whatever. No one cares. But it doesn't matter how many times I'm told that or how much I realize that. It doesn't click. It doesn't change that base programming. So that's what has any of this, like, because you've done a couple of sessions as well. Has any of that has any of it helped you get to the roots of it and change the behavior and whatnot?
Yeah, so shout out to Janie. Absolutely. Yeah, she's been awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, so just relating a lot of similar experiences, just to let you know, is sometimes, like, we get caught up in ourselves so much that we think that we're the only ones that experience these problems.
Yeah.
And we're really not. Like, the book has so many examples of, little habits and things that people do. And it really does make you think. Like, I think we discussed, maybe not for this podcast, but that really bad one about the guy that was taking the kids, for example. You read little stories like that and you go, I'm actually not that bad a bloke.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Oh man, that story is
That was
brutal.
horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll skip over that one. Yeah.
it's so awful.
Yeah.
Oh well, just
Yeah.
but
But
for
then you
the
find
people.
out that he had some bad shit happen to him.
Yeah.
As a child, and that was the programming that he got.
It was Adler. Before I was talking about, I've just taken a second to look at the chat.
Yep.
I can't quite.
Oh, yeah, the chat hasn't been coming up on here.
Oh no, you won't see it on there. Chimera. Adler says it's Adler. Yeah, it was Adler. So there was Jung. Thanks, Chimera. And Sandy's in the chat. Hey, Sandy, how you doing?
Hey, it's up, Sandy.
Yeah, so it was Adler. That guy, just for the people at home to know what we're talking about. It's one of those psycho stories of someone that did really nasty things to kids, and it's just, I don't know, it's the Bill Burr does a bit about it. Like, I don't know, I keep coming back to this with mental illness. It's like, okay, you're mentally ill, well then we need to remove you from society, because that's the kind of stuff. Like, this is another thing that Steve and I talked about. Like, we went into this deep, like, when we were in the forest and you were in a tribe, they knew that mental illness was contagious.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, like, if people who are a little bit wacky or whatever need to be removed, but, guys that get on buses and stab Ukrainian girls, they need to be removed from society permanently.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you'd go out hunting with the crew, and you wouldn't come back. That was the whole. Like they'd just go, yeah, no, Jim didn't make it, and everyone would go, well, he was, fair enough. We kind of didn't think he was going to make it.
Yeah.
And that was just how they handled it. But now we've got this kid gloves attitude, and it's like I'm saying, if you've got a few issues or whatever, that's not the same as the kind of, like, that guy. He had 14 previous charges. The guy that killed the Ukrainian girl 14 times. I found out something very interesting recently. As you know, a lot of the judges in America who preside over these cases and let these freaks go, do you know they're not lawyers?
Oh, yeah?
They're appointed. They just haven't. They get appointed.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's nothing's done on a legal basis. It's all done on a social justice basis. It's nuts.
Wow.
So they're just, yeah. Isn't that wild? That's insane.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Mm.
I don't understand how you run a society like that. And it seems very apparent that a lot of the stuff Charlie Kirk was saying is true. Like about the whole replacement theory, and just that because the West is done. The West is over. The Western civilization has had its run, and it's just like, well, let's sell it off now. So they're just bringing in replacements, but it's as much our fault as anyone. We're not reading enough. You're doing your part. You've got a second kid coming.
Yep.
So yeah, good on you. But the rest of us, are out here just going, whatever.
Yeah.
Kids.
Well, what was the old saying? You have one to replace mum, one to replace dad, one for the country.
Oh yeah,
and that's no longer a thing now.
And one just for fun.
Yeah, well, because why not?
And it used to be one to replace mum, one to replace dad, one for the country, and 5, because 5 of them will probably die anyway. That's how it used to be.
Yeah. Yep.
And just don't get attached. Don't get attached to that kid.
Well, interesting that you just brought up that number, because I'm one of 8.
Really?
Yeah, I'm one of 8. Yep.
I was thinking about this recently. I want 7 sons. I want to have 7 sons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then my 7th son can have 7 more sons, and we'll get the 7th son of the 7th son, and he'll rule the world. That's it. Have you heard that? Because I've discovered that not everyone's heard this. The 7th son of a 7th son. Have you heard that?
No.
Well, the 7th son of a 7th son is a very powerful being.
Okay.
Yeah. They tend to be very, very tuned in.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an old...
So, where does that come from?
That's an old... it's an old saying. It's like they would have... The 7th son of a 7th son would have, like, all sorts of psychic abilities and powers, and probably made great wizards. I don't know. I don't exactly know what it was. It's just there's this whole old thing. They'd say a 7th son of a 7th son. There's songs about it and stuff. But yeah, it is. I just want to bring that back. No one's having 7 sons anymore, though. It's like 2. That'll do. I can't feed 7 kids. Jeez.
No.
It's nuts.
No, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, well, me being one of 8, like, my parents had kids in a time where they could do that off one wage.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very different time.
Yeah.
8 kids. Wow.
And now for that sort of thing, you want to have 8 kids, you got to be in that top 10% of income earners.
Elon's working towards it. How many kids has he got now? 20. I think Andrew Tate's going for it. Tate's going for it.
I was gonna say, yeah. I wonder how much he has, because I did see in an interview, I think today with him, he did say that he has double digits
Yeah.
of children, but yeah, he probably doesn't want to disclose how many he has. But I'm gonna guess it'd have to be a minimum of 20. I'd say.
Yeah, he's got his own football team,
Minimum.
which is the dream,
Yeah.
really. You want your own football team of lumberjacks. That's
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like what he said, he wants the whole UFC roster to just be covered in Tate.
Tate.
Yeah.
Tate versus Tate. Coming up after that, we have Tate for the final. Is Tate versus Tate. That's pretty cool. Actually, it'll be Tate versus Musk. That's all it'll be. The future will just be Tate. If you see a white person, it'll be Tate and Musk.
Yeah.
Although Andrew's half black, isn't he? So.
Yes. Yeah. True. Yeah.
It's amazing how much he's a defender of the white race, though. He's just like,
oh, geez, that last video, he really came out swinging.
Yeah.
About that topic, yeah.
He's the hero we needed, because so much stuff we couldn't say, and he's just come out saying it. It's great. Yeah. Anyway, let's not get.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, because we trailed off.
Yeah, let's get back to the subject. I was gonna say something. This is, now I don't exactly know if this relates entirely or not, but the Eleusinian key. This is something that
Yes.
from another podcast that I was going to do about what do you call it? Anyway, about all these processes to unlock different things. It's I've lost my words again. So the Eleusinian key, or the Eleusinian key, is it's an ancient Greek way of unlocking, of using trauma to unlock the Godhead. So you go into a place where you have privacy, and you recall your deepest wound, betrayal, loss, or humiliation, and you just let it consume you fully. And you really go back into it, and you really feel it, and you just start screaming and crying and shaking and weeping. And at the point of agony where it's where you can't take any more, where you're absolutely at your worst and you're just losing it, you just suddenly start laughing like a madman, or like a mad god. The pain will crystallize into a black diamond in your chest. Then you swallow it. The trauma becomes fuel for creation. This is how Dionysus was born twice. So this is from the that's some stuff from the occult episode, which I haven't done yet, and I don't know if I want to do, because there's some kind of messed up information in there that I don't know that I want to be responsible for putting out. But the thing that fascinated me about the Eleusinian method, it's something that I didn't even realize, but I've kind of done something similar to this, and it was quite an awakening thing. And I think it's because, especially as males, we push so much emotion down, and we just compress it into like a brick in our guts. And so when you actually release, that energy actually starts flowing through you again normally, and like how it's supposed to flow through you, because we are energetic vessels. And but the thing that fascinated me about that most is we've all seen it. We've all seen the Eleusinian key, that method being used in movies over and over again. You see it where someone has been betrayed or something's happened to them, and they're just like they're the madman. It's the villain's arc. It's always the villain.
Yeah.
They're in there and they're crying, or they're just screaming their anger, and they're just losing it. And then they just turn around and they just start laughing madly. There's this mad laughter. And it was never explained what it is, but that's exactly what that arc in the story is, because after that, they become their most powerful, and that's when they go out and they get their revenge, and someone stronger than them has to stop them. But there's very few people actually stronger than them because they've accessed the Dionysian godhead. So, yeah, there's a method for you folks at home. If you want to access your godhead, use that method. It does work. It's actually quite powerful.
Well,
if
the
nothing
first
else,
image,
it's an emotional release. Go on.
Yeah, the first image I get in my head is Joker.
I was going to say Joker. Yeah,
Yep.
it's in Joker.
Right.
It's in so many movies, but yeah, Joker is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
I don't know how much this might relate or not, but it reminded me of a story that my brother told me. So you know these insane power lifters, like Eddie Hall, I think is his name.
Yep.
How he can squat and deadlift just absurd amounts of weight.
Yeah.
So they also do a trauma thing. So to get themselves ready for when they're about to lift, they have to put themselves in such a fucking state. They literally picture, for example, like their loved one is being crushed by a car and that they have to lift the weight to get the car off their loved one.
I've heard this, yeah. I've heard this. I recall something about this.
Yeah.
That is a messed up thing. That's a messed up visualization, but if it works, I mean, if that gets the adrenaline flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, as I have heard, like, you know, these stories of how people have somehow managed to stop cars to protect somebody.
Well, people have lifted cars that have fallen on people, or their kids trapped under a car, and they just lift the car. I mean, the things that we can, like, this is the thing. If you can access this stuff, and I'm trying to get back to it where I can access this stuff again, because I did access it once before, and it was an insane time. I mean, you would call it a third eye opening. That kind of triggering thing, but it was kind of more than that. It was the whole thing. It's the whole process, and it was that Eleusinian key was part of it. Chimera says Dionysus also had dancing nurses. Have you seen that lately? We have seen the dancing nurses. The gods are coming back. They're making a comeback. Good on them, I say. I hope they sell some beer.
Beer of the gods.
Baphomet's making a comeback. What's the other ones? I don't even want to name them.
Yeah, let's not,
But they're all making a comeback. They're all like, it's time for my second album.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. I saw a lot of that with just recently after that outpouring of hatred is just insane. But anyway, let's not go back. But yeah, sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah, so getting back to the subject of the book, so I actually took my time with this book, as badly as some nights when I was like really having a lot of epiphanies with it. I really wanted to actually take my time.
Okay.
Because there's another girl on YouTube that raised such a bloody good point. Name's Heidi Preeb,
Mm.
and she discussed how people with shame-based trauma can get very addicted to self-help and self-improvement.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
I think Adler was talking about, because Freud. There's a famous letter that, and it was like, it's a joke, but it's not a joke. He said someone asked him to come visit them in Berlin, and he wrote back and said, "I'd love to come for the 2 weeks that you're suggesting, but I'm worried my patients will get well in the meantime." So, like, even he understood, and their whole business model, like that's why Freudian psychology is the one they went with, because there's more money in it.
Yeah.
Because you've got
Yes.
repeat patients.
Yeah, repeat customers. Yeah.
I like.
Is that what they would call a Freudian slip?
I guess that would be. Yeah, maybe that's where it
Would
came
they,
from.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I made a
Yeah.
Freudian slip. I mean, that it was like a joke and a witticism, but at the same time, it's like there's truth in it. Because there's
Yeah.
always truth in these things. I mean, what I like about Jung studied under Freud, but he
Yeah.
was much more into the occult. So, whereas whereas Freud was like focused on, no, all this stuff, it goes back to your childhood. It's all about your mother. Everything's to do with your mother. Just
Mm.
J.M. Barrie would have loved him. That's the guy that wrote Peter Pan. Did you know Peter Pan was originally called The Boy Who Hated Mothers?
Interesting name.
And if you look at the story, Captain Hook was the good guy in the story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and someone's actually finally making a movie from that perspective, where Peter Pan is actually the bad guy. Because, like, what did Peter Pan do? He kidnapped children and took them to an island, and when they got too old, he killed them. So the theory goes that Captain Hook was one of the first kids that he had, and when Peter Pan came to kill him, he chopped his hand off. And that's how he became Captain Hook. And Captain Hook's whole thing is, I'm going to go and rescue those kids and kill Peter Pan because he's evil, because he is. And Peter Pan is Dionysus, that same god that is a very destructive god. It's all based on the same thing. And meanwhile, the parents are at home distraught because they've lost a child.
Yeah.
And the child was just taken, just kidnapped from their rooms. But everyone still sees that as like, oh, it's the little scamp that wouldn't grow up. And it's just like, no, that's not. But that is how things get so messed up in our heads. And so messed up through popular culture and films. I mean, I think that's a big reason why we're in the mess we're in now, is because of the entertainment industry, the mind control entertainment industry.
Yes.
And I always wonder if, like, I don't know, would we process all this stuff a bit better if we didn't have the idea that there's, like, always eyes on us? Especially now. Like, it's just gotten worse and worse. There's just always eyes on us.
Yeah, well, I know my dad used to always go on about the like the Disney message, and they lived happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit. It is absolutely bullshit.
Yeah.
Prince Charming comes along, rescues the woman, and then, it's all sweet from here.
Yeah. And then nothing else happened.
Yeah, and then nothing else happened. Yeah, they just danced around a fire and they just had a fucking great time for the rest of their lives. There were no bills, there were no mortgages, no kids shitting in nappies and screaming, and There was none of that.
That'd be a fun movie to make, the happily ever after movie, where you see their lives like 15 years later, and they just resent each other, and
Yep.
just like
Yep.
hating each other.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like, I wish I never met you.
Yeah.
That's your happily ever after. Yeah, it really does feed into that whole fantasy thing. I think
Yes. Fantasy. Yeah.
that fantasy is, I don't know, it has a power over us.
Mm.
I've always felt we live in a fairly magical realm where all of those fairy tales we were told as kids, they're all true. Like the stuff when they talked about magic, this magic, that magic, they met the witch who did this and that. That's all stuff. It's just done through technology now,
Yeah.
and I just wonder how we combat that to deal with this trauma. I think part of it's been kind of good being up here in a way because I'm so isolated.
Mm.
It's like I just have to deal with myself all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's me, it's dad, and I'm dealing with all that stuff. But then the rest of the time, it's just me.
Yep. You and your thoughts.
Yeah, me and my thoughts. That's
Yep.
something I actually did a bit last time. I went up. I tried all these new bits. I think I got the audience offside kind of immediately when I did it. But I was just doing this bit about how having a spiritual awakening really sucks. Like, like everyone's like, oh, spiritual. I want to have this spiritual awakening and whatever. And then you have it, and you're just like, oh, well, now I'm kind of in mourning for my life, and you can never go back. So I was like,
There you can't.
the bit about it is kind of like, yeah, if you're thinking of having a spiritual awakening, just don't. just get involved in your life. Just don't bother.
Just eat nothing but blue M&Ms,
Yeah, exactly.
blue pills.
Yeah, don't eat the green ones. I that's what I've said many times. The character I relate to most in The Matrix is Cypher. When he's going, why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill?
Yeah.
And he wants to be put back in the machine. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can relate. I can really relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. I've been thinking the same thing ever since I got here. Why, oh, why didn't I pick the blue pill?
It's a great scene. I think a lot of people
It
can
is.
probably relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And as we discussed previously, when you really break that down, the psychology, he's fucking smart. What he's doing, he's actually testing Neo to see if he can recruit him.
Yeah. Yeah, right. To put
That's
him back in the
fucking
thing too.
genius because he's hidden that as a joke because you can take it as one or two ways. You can, if you were really smart, you could go, I know what you're fucking doing. But all he could do then is just say, hey man, I'm just joking. It's just a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Behind it, and he goes, nah, there fucking was.
No, I think there's something more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very good film. That's one of those things that just, like the stuff that's going on in Hollywood, I think that's sort of Magic Central. I mean, it is Magic Central, Hollywood and all that.
Yeah.
It just, like, all the trans stuff, like, it's just odd. Like, there's so much trauma that comes out of Hollywood. It always freaks me out when, like, and I see them on YouTube, little clips, and they'll be like, a black guy getting stopped by white cops. And it's just over the top, like, and people are going, yeah, that happened. That really happened. And I know this stuff does happen in real life.
Yeah.
But when people see it, they internalize it and go, yeah, that's what happened and that's how it happened. And it's always set up in this way that's like, no, it was completely unjust. And I know there's a lot of injustice in the world. And stuff happens all the time for no reason that shouldn't happen. But just when I see Hollywood pushing that narrative, like it's never the other way around. I find that interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one that it really breaks my heart watching it is Britney Spears and her split personalities.
Oh wow, yeah,
That is really, really difficult to watch. Like the reporter, what are you fucking thinking? Asking her about traumatic experiences for when it's well documented her struggles
yeah.
with her split personalities. I mean, like that guy said, can't you just leave Britney alone?
Mm, yeah.
Just leave her alone.
He said it slightly differently, but yeah,
He did, yeah.
he's a bit more emotional about it. Leave
Yes, yes.
Britney alone. But he did make a good point. Just leave her alone. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting to watch her now that she doesn't have the handlers, and she's just
Mm,
it's just like, yep. Well, now she's on her own and she can do what she wants, and she's just putting out video of like a guy that I don't particularly like because he's in that sleazy industry, and we know he is a sleaze bag, and a scumbag, and what he's done to a lot of artists. But that is the industry. Like that, like the entertainment industry is one of the worst industries you can ever get involved in, and they get people when they're young because they're young, attractive, and dumb,
yep.
and so they can just take full advantage of them. And
Yep.
even if they're smart, then they'll blackmail them. So it's just this whole, it's just one of the most awful industries that you can ever get involved in, the entertainment industry. But
Mm,
Scooter Braun said humans were not made to be worshipped.
yeah.
We're made to worship. We were not made to be worshipped. And so what it
Yeah.
does to someone's soul
Mm,
is kind of crazy. So even even though the guy is kind of a piece of garbage in what he's done, he's just mastered that industry.
yeah.
But he does have some interesting insights about
Well, in the Bible, they call that idolating, don't they?
idolatry.
Yeah.
You are not to engage in false idols,
Mm,
because you'll be worshipping the wrong gods and you don't know what you're
hmm.
opening yourself up to.
Yeah.
That's like when you take what's the stuff, you go and see the machine elves.
Ah, yeah, DMT.
DMT,
Uh,
yeah, something I've
Terrence
done.
McKenna and the Machine Elves. Oh my God.
Yeah, I've I've done quite a lot of that stuff. I did
I'm
it.
still to do it, but yeah, I'd like to hear your experience.
Well, I mean, the first time I did it, I saw the Earth Mother, like the green,
Gaia.
the woman, green. I have no
Yep.
idea if it was Gaia or one of her friends, but it was.
Yeah.
I just saw that, like the green, yeah, I saw that and was just like, oh, okay, there she is. God dang, you're ugly, you ugly wench, made of vines and like, yeah.
It wasn't the green woman from Star Trek, was it?
It looked something like that. It was just weird, but no, it was just very. It lasts. It's so short. It's so brief. To
Mm,
do the ayahuasca would be, ayahuasca would be the way to do it because it lasts a lot longer.
mm.
But I mean that is another way to deal with trauma. Is that like that kind of stuff? You can go deep into yourself and find things out about
Yeah.
yourself, but you can also meet some rather dark entities that are tricksters.
Yes.
So to be done with caution. The last time I did it, I was actually up here, and what I wanted to do, I had I had a bag of changa, it's like the bark from an acacia tree stripped, and it's just chopped up, and you
Oh,
just smoke the bark of the acacia tree, and you get all the
Yep.
DMT. And my plan was to go out into the desert and do it, or to go to the river and do it. And I never got there. And so I ended up just smoking it all in my room at night. And I would see lights, like, and everything took on. It was like I was switching realities. It was quite fascinating. Like when I would come out of it, everything had a different look about it. Like everything had a design, like this Art Deco design to it. Even my phone, like my old iPhone, had this different look about it. Like I had crossed over into another reality.
Yeah.
It was quite fascinating. But the more I learn about reality, the more I learn it's not what we think it is. It is not at all what we think it is.
No. Yeah.
We get bogged down into things. But I think that's another thing. I think trauma anchors us into one particular reality.
Yes.
Maybe that's its purpose, because you do kind of need to be anchored in this reality by something.
Yeah, for sure.
But so
it's not by anything fear-based.
That's the thing. That's where it becomes a problem, because trauma is, that is fear and, well, trauma. And so you become anchored in this weird way that is not healthy. So what are the ways to deal with the trauma? What are the ways? Do you go back into it and, like, reassemble yourself, break yourself down and reassemble, or how do you do it?
Yeah, so John, he does give you a couple of techniques you can do. I didn't necessarily do any of them. I've just picked up a lot of little nuggets from other people that I've also been able to sort of incorporate with the knowledge from this book. So it's definitely helped me to go back and re-look at scenes.
Yeah.
But examine it just from a different perspective.
Okay.
So a lot of things that I've had, the problems with is, the reason this person was mean to me, or the reason this bad thing has happened is because it was me.
Yeah.
It's I was fucked. It's my fault somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to, like they talk about, can't remember who said it. They talked about like real forgiveness is not saying what's happened to you is okay, or what somebody did to you was okay, but it's actually about forgiving yourself and then detaching from that.
Mm.
So and this is much easier said than done. It takes a lot of practice and a damn long time, but just looking through the scenes, analyzing what somebody has either done or said to me.
Yeah.
And knowing, like, even though I could feel the hurt from what people were saying or doing to me.
Yeah.
But then, because I've got knowledge now of understanding, for example, what projection is.
Okay.
Projection's fucking huge. People are doing it constantly and we have no idea.
Yeah.
Because we were never taught. So understanding projections, that bad shit's obviously happened to them, and it's like they're trying to repeat the cycle and push it onto you.
Mm.
Because these terrible things have happened to them, their programming in their mind is that's just normal. That's just what you do.
Yeah. It's also a survival response. Jung talks about it as well. When you're doing shadow work, things that trigger you in another person are your own shadow, which I find freaky.
The parts that you're rejecting.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've got to say that I've been kind of examining that a bit with this whole like the Charlie Kirk thing, because every time I would see someone post something and I was just infuriated, and I just like, I've gone through my Facebook. I was gonna just unfriend a whole bunch of people. I was just gonna be like, I'm just done with you people. I think I got to about 4 and then I got bored. This is just a waste of time. But I got rid of a couple of people, so that's all right. But I did have to think about it. I was like, because this is an issue that has affected the right a lot, but I know there have been many things, like with the George Floyd thing, the memes came out hard and fast, and people who were like, saw through that little psyop, started producing the memes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, I was like, well, I know that whenever someone dies in a brutal way or whatever, we say, okay, but someone died, you don't make fun of that. You don't, you're supposed to respect, show a bit of decorum and a bit of respect. But then I was like, well, and I know this is not a great example, but if, like, say the Prime Minister of Israel died, I'm not going to say his name, but say he died, I'd be like, yes, like I would be celebrating. I'd be like, get rid of that. Like, it's good that scumbag's gone. The difference being he is a murdering, genocidal war criminal. So, he's not just someone that had some spicy views that I didn't agree with. So, so I'm derailing the conversation again. But yeah,
that's all right. I totally get what you're saying, though.
But yeah, it
For
is
sure.
the shadow and that link to it. I guess the goal is to get to a point where we're just triggered by nothing. That would be the goal.
Totally. Yep, mastering your emotions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's also part of the spiritual awakening, which it's made me realize that I'm far from all the way there. Because a big part of it is you detach from the world. Like, it's part of the spiritual awakening is you kill the world, essentially. Yeah. But then at the same time, you mourn the world that you've killed. It's like, if you meet the Buddha, kill him. I don't know if that relates exactly to, but it is the thing of, like, you become, you just realize that the world is, that we're in a fallen state and everything is flawed in this world. Yeah. And so you detach from it. You, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that matches up perfectly with what I was just saying. So, like, these little random traumatic memories that would pop up in my head, just have to think and understand that that's projection. That's not me. That's their shit that they're going through, that they're putting onto me.
Yeah.
So I can then release that feeling that it was my fault. It's because I'm fucked, or, I'm damaged goods or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I can sort of make peace with that memory and then push it aside and move on.
Okay.
It's definitely, it's a lot easier said than done, and it takes a fucking long time and a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very, very freeing.
Like, you talked about forgiveness as well. That's something that I've really struggled with. The problem I have with forgiveness is, like, I've never really been taught how, like, what the process is. I've tried many things, and I've found, like, there are particular incidents and particular people in my life. There's a lot of stuff I've just let go. I've just, like, moved on from it. But there are certain things, and I forgive them and forgive them and forgive them over and over again, because I'll forgive them, and then a day later I'm like, you son of a, I'm going to hunt you down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't really forgive them at all. Like I thought
Yes.
I did. So
Yeah.
what is the process of dealing? Like, do you have to go back into the trauma and relive the experience and process it a different way, or like what
Yeah,
is
that's
the
what I
process?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I relived it, and then I just, in my mind, I would just slow it down almost
Okay.
and really think about every little thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, the things that people say or do, you can really think about that, and then you can understand that. Like, I'll give you an example. So, a lot of trauma that I experienced for a long time, I used to be super self-conscious about my looks, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of very, very fucking nasty girls in primary school would constantly pick on me all the time. And then I grew up believing the lie that I'm this horrible, hideous, ugly looking person. That's not true.
Well, the messed up thing is they were saying that because they liked you, probably. Like that's that
Yeah,
old
yeah,
thing.
exactly. It was a shit test.
Yeah,
It was
it was a
either
shit
some
test.
of them was a shit test, but also some of them were real, just plain nasty people.
Oh yeah, some
But
people are
then,
just mean.
yeah,
Especially girls. You women. You women. Women, am I right?
But then the reason that they was saying these things, it's because that's how they felt about themselves.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
that I can come to that realization and go, oh, so they're lashing out because they're in pain. So then all of a sudden that's again, I go, oh, it's not because I'm ugly.
Mm,
It's because that's them expressing their shit inside.
yeah.
So that then I can detach that and move on from
They'll be in pain after you give them a swirly and a dead arm and a nipple cripple.
it. But yeah, so just things like that, like applying
So do you look at it?
logic and knowledge.
Do you look at it from their point of view as well? Is it like a gauging using empathy or
Yeah.
something? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, yep, to a degree, yep.
Okay. See, because there are some things that they're just the problem is there are some things where I can look at it from their point of view, and I just go, well, their point of view is they're an asshole.
Yeah,
Like that's the problem with that.
yeah,
So there are, I guess, yeah, there would be instances where you can look at it from their point of view and go, oh, okay, that's why they did that. But there are many other instances where you're like, oh, okay, they're a psychopath or they're a sociopath or whatever it is.
yes, yeah. Because like we don't get taught all this shit in school.
No, not at all.
Like that was such a big thing for me. Like when I first started looking into all this stuff, like maybe 2 years ago, I remember having this thought, like, I'm just starting to figure shit out at 31. I've gone through over a decade of just severe, utter mental psychic pain.
Yeah.
When they could have been teaching all this important shit in school.
Yeah, but
And
well, that
there
wouldn't
you
have
go.
made you an effective slave. I mean,
Exactly
the whole
right.
thing about
Yeah.
school shouldn't be
Yeah.
what it is.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
The amount of learning that I've done, like you've made this comment before, like as much as we sometimes all bang on about, YouTube and censorship, it is a fucking brilliant tool.
Oh, it is. It's magnificent.
I have learned way more on YouTube than what I ever have in school or anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky to, I guess, be born in a very privileged time where we have access to all these things and all this information. Because I'm not so sure that I would have been able to pull through had I not had the internet.
Yeah, right.
And so many people probably lived their entire lives not knowing anything because all this information just wasn't out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, probably I guess I can't really speak from experience, but, you know, back in the, you know, the 80s and further back, it was probably a very taboo thing to think about going to a counselor.
Yeah, it's become slowly more and more accepted to the point now where it's almost a little bit too accepted, where people will go for counseling when they really don't need it.
Yes.
Like it's the thing with it's just this world. This world is, we overindulge in everything. It's just the nature of humans, and it's the nature of this reality. And we get you know, jaded with this reality as well. I guess the internet back in the day was your library. And
yeah.
but they were always like, the library here in Oyen was insanely limited. Like,
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
it's like if you only had MySpace or something. You go into MySpace for your, but yeah, so I mean, you had to, like, that's why, but that is why so many people build libraries in their own homes. Like, you go to those people who, like, they're very successful in life and they've done a lot, and you find that, and the very rich, they will often have a massive library, because honestly, books are way better than the internet, because the internet breaks everything down and it kind of dumbs everything down, and it's censored.
Well, who's that guy? Was it Ty Lopez?
Yeah.
The Lamborghini guy.
What did he say?
He had those stupid ads going, you know what's more valuable than my new Lamborghini here? Knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, that was that guy.
Yeah. Actually, the Modern Wisdom podcast, I mean, he's built, that whole podcast is just from getting into reading books. He just said he started reading books and he just loves reading.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've got a pile of books that I've got to get through that I have not finished. Nowhere near finished.
Too. Yeah.
Like, but it is good to have like an assortment of different books. But so much of this knowledge has been put in books, and it's there. It's just a matter of finding it and taking the time to read it.
Yes.
But I find with books, the most useful thing about books for me, and why I love books, is I like to put them behind me so everyone thinks I've read them. And I read the title and the blurb and I go, oh, that was a great book. I assume there's probably more in the pages, but I don't need to know that.
Yeah, I've got the gist of it.
Yeah, I got it. I got it from the blurb. Yeah. Oh man.
It's taken a long time, but I've gone through just so many random little memories and traumas that have popped up, and it's sort of like one by one I can slowly get rid of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was going on about R.I.P before. So taking a bit more time this time around, because I started with this whole self-help journey like about 2 years ago, and I went like just to hell and high water with it. It became an obsession, and it was just taking up so much time, like all day, any single moment that I could get. I would have an earbud in, walking around listening to stuff.
Okay.
And it's sort of like I was living in that reality and also kind of starting to neglect being right here and right now.
Yeah.
And it lasted for like I reckon a period of maybe 6 or 7 months, and then I just burnt out.
Yeah.
I just completely burnt out, and I dropped everything. I had like I felt like I had so much momentum, but then it burnt out. So Heidi Preed talked about that whole what I was talking about before with how people with shame-based trauma can get addicted to self-help and self-improvement.
Mm-hmm.
And she put it very well. She said, she's like, think of you're in the bottom of a very deep well, and you're looking at the top, and you can see this, like, you know, Tom 2.0,
Yeah.
this hyper fantasy perfect version of yourself that's at the top looking down at you. And it's like you scamper up the wall as fast as you can. You make it about 3/4 of the way there, and then burn out, and then you just fall straight back down.
Okay. Yeah.
So she said that the way to do it, it's not to scamper up as quick as you can. It's by the principle, like, you know, that Rome wasn't built in a day.
Okay.
It needs to be done slowly and gradually. And realizing too that, like, if you're about to, you know, start a self-help journey yourself, it is so important for you to recognize the person that you are here and now also needs care and compassion too.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
yeah, so this future version of yourself, that leave it there in the future.
Mm.
Eventually you will get there, but it needs to be done slowly and gradually, because, like, there's so many different areas and branches that you can go through, and it takes a lot of time, and you have to give yourself that time to also absorb the knowledge.
Yeah.
You're just trying to cram it all in there, like what I was doing. It is exhausting.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how exhausting it is on the mind. And then, of course, because the mind and the body, of course, is so interconnected, and the spirit,
Yeah.
if you fucking tire any one of them out, the whole system is fucked.
Okay. My problem is I only ever do that. Like, when I start something, I do it. That's all I'm doing, and I'm doing it 1,000%, and I'm like sprinting towards the end goal. And
Scampering up the well.
Yeah, and then if I don't get it finished while I have that energy going, which I've often done that though, where I do get things finished in that madness.
Yeah.
But so many other things I've like you say, I've gotten 3/4 of the way there and just gone, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So then that's when you got to have the discipline of knowing when enough is enough. So, like, if you are reading a book, even if it's just a chapter or two a night, that's it.
Yeah.
Even if you have that burning desire, want to keep going, it is really difficult, but you do have to remember what happened last time. You keep doing this shit again, you'll burn out.
I think it was Hemingway. No, it wasn't Hemingway. Someone, they said they would write, say 10,000 words in a day, and then they would just stop. So it was like writing 5 pages or something, and then they would just stop. Whether they felt they had more or not, they would just stop, because he said you always leave something in the tank for tomorrow.
Yes.
So he had a limit of how much he would write, which I always thought was fascinating.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yep. And you think about, like, I heard a ripper of a quote the other day. You know, so I've been suffering this sort of stuff for, like, you know, over 20 years. And one person made the suggestion, well, if you've been suffering this stuff for 20 years, you have to at least give yourself that exact same amount of time with this stuff.
Mm.
And I thought,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess that is, yeah, it's a great challenge because as soon as you discover this stuff, you want to heal it all now. I guess we're in a, a society where everything is a quick fix. There's a pill, there's a salve, there's something you want it fixed now.
Yeah.
Things that take time. I mean, the things that take time and effort are the things most worth doing.
Yes.
But you know, if I can pop down to the chemist and buy a pill for $5,
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
get that. Yeah.
Self-help pill.
Yeah, exactly. That's a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. So Heidi then went on to say, I'm just trying to think how she worded it. Yeah. So the addicting part of the self-help. Another mistake I think that I made was telling everyone about it.
Yeah.
I think that was a big mistake.
Yeah, you're better off reserving your energy for yourself.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Yeah.
tell, yeah. I've found that
Yeah.
that is a truism in life where like very often I'll start a project and I'm really excited about it. And if I'm seeking affirmation from other people, I tell them about it. And it destroys the energy. It places unnecessary burdens on the project because now there's other people's expectations on your own project. So yeah, I'm at the point now I don't tell people what I'm doing. I just keep it to myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, when I finish something, then I'll say, okay, well, I've written a book or I've finished an album or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yep.
In the meantime, it's yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So somebody on there was a director on the Mel Robbins podcast that spoke about that. He said something fucking brilliant. He was pitching his first movie to somebody, and the guy I think it was like a potential investor or something like that. And then the guy's just like, yeah, give me a call when it's done.
Yeah.
And he said, but it is done.
Okay.
And the investor was shocked. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, I've already done it.
Yeah.
Because he is so used to people talking.
Yeah.
Just talking about it and not actually doing anything.
Yeah.
So the one time that somebody had already done something, he's like, oh, wow, all right, now, yeah, all right, let's talk about it.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, I would be telling people all this stuff of like, well, what I'm doing and what I plan on doing. And in the moment, it felt great to get like this validation from people.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we all want to be validated and, all that kind of stuff. But then it was kind of like, I reckon what was happening slowly over time, it's like, oh, yeah, that's all I need now. I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to go and do anything.
Yeah, it's like if you have a bunch of money in the bank and you're getting interest on that money and you pull a chunk of that money out early. Now the interest is gone. Now you're at less, like if you pull half the money out, that compound interest that was going to make you all this money over time, now that's destroyed.
Yeah.
And now you've got a new goal, and your new goal is nowhere near your old goal. It's that as a simile for it. Yeah, energy is something you've got to be very focused on. It's probably one of the worst questions people can ask or we can ask, but we're trained into it where you just go, so what have you been doing? What are you up to now? And you don't want to say, oh, just working, and So, but yeah, I remember I started doing that a while ago. I'd just go nothing, and people were like, "What do you mean nothing?" It's just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's like when people say, there's a guy I knew a while ago had a great response when people would say, "Oh, what do you think about this or that?" He'd go, "I have no opinion about it," and that was it. It just diffused the situation. It's just like, I have absolutely no opinion about it. Mind you, he was on heroin, so he didn't have an opinion about much other than where to get more heroin.
Exactly. Yeah. When it was coming there.
Heroin does that to you, Makes you very
I'm
erudite.
very fortunate to I've never tried any of that stuff, so
Yeah.
I've never fallen into that
I
trap.
tried it once. Then after 30 years, I was like, nah, it's not for me. No, it's it's not a good thing to do. My smile is contagious. Thank you. I should probably get a vaccine for that. Anyway. Yeah.
The comments haven't been popping up on here.
No, they won't pop up on there because I'm using the video chat just separately, and I'm restreaming it. I've got I've got 3 or 4 separate systems running here. I've got StreamYard just to video connect, which we could be on Messenger or anything. It's just whatever video messaging thing, but I find StreamYard works all right.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in my OBS, and then my OBS is sending that to StreamYard, and I've got StreamYard firing back comments. It's just it's just the amount of programs I'm running just to do a single show. You know what I've found as well? One of the reasons I haven't been streaming very much, when I go on X and I go on social media to find the videos to do the shows and find the things that I want to talk about, I'll be on, X is a big one. I'll be on there for hours. Just find a video, bookmark it, go to the next one, and I'll be and it's incredibly addictive, but the energy drain is insane. I come away from a session of just sitting there, going, okay, come on, we're gonna, man, I come away from that utterly drained. I'll, no energy to do anything. I think it's really, it's savage, what it's doing to us. And I started looking into it. It's there is a trauma-based mind control thing, or there's something called the Alice in Wonderland effect, where you it's a interrogation technique, and it's basically tearing someone's mind apart with a bunch of questions that you can't answer. The questions are designed to make you just go, what? Just confusion, and then you hit them with something like a question that you want the answer to, and they'll just grab at that because it's something real, and they'll answer the question. And this is what social media does to us with when you're scrolling and it's just, you're torn one way and another, and it's a very effective way to program people to believe certain things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the depths of trauma that we're subject to just on a daily basis through social media and television and films.
Constant.
It's why I don't really watch horror. But, I mean, it's everywhere. Today I watched...
Yeah.
Jarhead was on on Dad's got Foxtel, and now that
Yep.
Dad's not here, now that he's in hospital, I've got the place to myself, and so I thought, oh, I'll check out what's on TV, and Jarhead was on. So I was watching that, and I whenever I watch television now, I really pay attention to my own emotional reactions. Where you get really fired up into things, and you're like, "Yeah, get him," and yeah,
Yep.
oh, that's sad. I know, now his friends died, and yeah, it's just this like 2 hour little we don't realize what it's doing to us, I think, but it's
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Yep.
very savage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's also been another part of the self-help journey for me is learning conversational things.
Okay.
There's a bloke on YouTube called Jefferson Fisher.
Yeah.
So he's a lawyer. So he understands like a lot of mind games and what's going on.
Okay.
So like in conversations, like for example, you know how something will start off all right, but when the other person sort of knows that they can't answer and they're stuck in a corner, when they start with the insults and start making it personal.
Yeah.
It's it is very clever what's going on, but like the way that he breaks it down and when you understand it, it fucking blew my mind. Like, so when people, you know, that they'll start doing the rude comments or the insults, and the aim of the game when they start doing that shit, because they know that they've lost.
Yeah.
So the only chance they have left is to try throw you off your game.
Yeah.
And if they can get you to fire up, like what happens, like this is scientifically backed. Like me and you talking right now, our I think it's the frontal cortex of our brains, the logic brain, that is what's running right now.
Okay.
But if I start to insult you,
the lizard
and
brain.
Speak to you like shit,
yeah,
the frontal cortex actually switches off, and the power goes to the amygdala, which is in charge of the fight or flight response,
right?
And your emotions and your anger. So that's why, like, when you're angry, you cannot fucking think straight, or you can't logic, because that logic fucking area of the brain, it's gone.
That's gone. Right.
So that's what they're doing. They're trying to get you out of that logic mind because they know that they're fucked.
I had someone at comedy recently, like just after the show and everything, we were out talking, and it really bugged me because it reminded me of where I am and like growing up here. And I know, and people do this everywhere, but it was a particular thing that would happen here where, like, this person just went, "Oh yeah, this idiot," like joking.
Yeah.
But I was like, "You just call me an idiot?" Like, and it just got to me and it just bugged me, and I was like, what game are you playing here? Like, it just
exactly.
It just annoyed me on a level where, and it's like, because words matter, and it's like, well, if that's like, I know if I pull you up on it, you're going to say, "Oh, I'm just joking." But
stop being sensitive.
Yeah, stop
Scott.
being so sensitive. But then if I say, well, okay, if I turn around and I call you something, but I'm just joking, like, you're going to get offended. But like,
yes,
I know the games they're playing, and it just I just disengage with people more and more. I just go like, all right, well, you're not someone.
Yeah, don't give it anything.
Yeah, I'm just like, you're not someone I want to bother knowing anymore. Like,
yep, pretty much.
Our conversations are done.
Yep.
Because
I mean, especially too if you're dealing with a narcissist, for instance,
and this person is this, they definitely.
Oh well, there you go. There you go.
I mean, I don't know. So, I don't know if it's but they have very narcissistic traits. They're all about their mental illness. They're all about like, I'm this, I'm that. All their like, whenever they talk, their only conversational skills are like, check me out. Like, that's all of it. They cannot
Yeah.
engage in conversation in anything beyond that, and it's just nuts. I just sort of I gave him a lot of chances, and in the end, it's just like, yeah, no, I don't
not
want to
worth
deal
it.
with this. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, these people, it's like the way that my counselor explained to me, and this is so odd. I can't fucking fathom this. It's like for me and you to regulate ourselves and relax. We will put something on TV or watch YouTube or go out for a walk. Like that's how we sort of recharge.
yeah,
But especially narcissists in particular, they fucking love getting a rise out of people and getting reactions because that's their way of regulating their emotions, and it's like plugging them into a wall. It recharges them.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
your reaction is like it's a massive dopamine hit to them.
yeah. Energy vampires.
Yeah, energy vampires, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So when you understand, to me, like learning a lot about that stuff, it's actually helped me spot this stuff mid conversation, and I've been able to disengage because there are absolutely things that you can do to use to throw these people off. Because if you react in such a way that they're not expecting, it really throws them off.
yeah,
It's like, okay, I've just insulted you, Scott. Normally what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to fire up at me, but you're not doing that.
yeah,
You're not giving me my dopamine hit.
yeah.
And it's taken the fun out of it. So that's the key, is you have to take the fun out of it for them.
Okay.
You have to make it very awkward. A lot of silences, long pauses.
That's where I find, like, because for some of them, I know it's just like they get away with it. One of the tells that they get away with it, if they show you their tongue, if they'll do something like, if they go, or whatever, that is a body language thing that shows everyone that they feel they just got away with something. I've noticed a lot of people doing it after they tell a certain kind of joke, where it's like a joke that saying the thing you shouldn't say, but because they framed it as a joke, they got away with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've noticed they do that. Because for some of them, it's just the matter of like, I insulted you, and you did nothing, because there was like nowhere for you to go. But then if you fire, like you say, if you fire back at them. But this is the difference between introverts and extroverts. Extroverts take energy from introverts. This is why an introvert goes into a room, lasts an hour, and just goes, I got to go. I can't, An extrovert goes in, they're just energized. They're constantly energized.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, like say somebody gives you a rude comment, what this bloke suggests to do is asking questions of intent.
Yeah.
That's somebody.
Yeah, you told me about this. Go on.
Yeah. So, give me a rude comment, for instance.
Oh,
just anything, even if it's dumb.
Okay, this is just an offhand. This is just an offhanded way of doing it, where it's like the intention is hidden. Okay, so I'll be like talking to someone else, and I go, "Oh, that's where I met this idiot."
Did you say that to embarrass me?
No, I just I'm just being fun, I'm just
See what I mean?
Yeah,
It makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's just like, and this guy explains, he goes, when you do it like that, you will see people start to backtrack.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. And all you've done is you're showing them the mirror to their behavior. You go, hey, this is what you just did.
Yeah.
They're not used to hearing that.
It's a tricky one, because what always comes back is, no, I was just joking, man. It always comes
Yeah.
back to that.
Well, you're too sensitive.
can you just call-
that's the other one.
Yeah, you're too sensitive. Well, I'm just joking, but you're so sensitive.
Yeah.
Like for a start, something that we've always said on this podcast is you got to be comfortable in discomfort. Like that's one of the keys.
Hell yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'll just say to people, yeah, don't say that. Don't call me an idiot.
Yeah.
Like I'll call you something much worse, and then it's going to get nasty. So don't do it. And if you do it again, it's going to get nasty. So don't do it. And if they do it again, you have to follow up. You have to say, you have to turn around and say, whatever. Think of something really, like I always like to go to something ultra savage, like really devastating in that moment, like where you just like, you took the joke too far. So even if they go, well, you took the joke too far, because you can turn around and go, but I'm just joking. Just you were joking, I'm joking. This is how I joke. I'm better at joking than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's one way you could do it. No, if they pull that bullshit line, you're too sensitive.
Yeah.
What he said to do is just go, nah, I'm not sensitive. I'm just sensing that there's something more.
Yeah.
Than what you've said.
Yeah, I'd say, no, I'm not sensitive. I just know what you're doing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
2 is with the your body language and your voice and your speech is so important too.
Yeah.
Like he uses the example, like let's say you're bugging me to do something. And I'll start off with, nah, Scott, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then you keep bugging me and keep bugging me. What he says to do is lower the tone of your voice.
Okay.
And slow your speech right down.
Yeah, right. That's
like that, yeah.
Intentional.
Because it's much, it's very intentional, and it's much more like solid.
Yeah.
Because if you were to, it's like he uses the example, if I were to say, I'm not doing that, Scott. I already told you I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. Like that's hysteria.
That's a panic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a panic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead of lowering your voice and really slowing the speech down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Because you're calm and you're confident in your time, because you notice too, like in very heated arguments, how rapid fire things start to get. Just blah, 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 and it's just rapid. But if you can manage to keep your cool by slowing the conversation right down, and really taking your time, and you can stay consistent with it, the other person will eventually start to slow down as well.
Okay.
And it can bring them out of their fight or flight funk.
So it's controlling the conversation to some degree.
Yeah, controlling the time of the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, massive.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I've got his book as well. So yeah, if anybody's interested, his name's Jefferson Fisher. Yeah, he's brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Who else? Dr. Ramani was very good at explaining dysfunctional family systems.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite helpful, looking at that as well. It's been a big journey, and I just feel like I'm only just getting started.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to stay humble like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be a long journey. There's always more stuff to uncover.
Always.
Yeah.
Well, I like that idea of that old saying about the two ships heading in a straight line, and one just takes like even a single degree.
1 degree turn, yeah.
of a turn, and eventually they're off in very different places over a long period of time.
Yeah, space travel.
Yeah,
It's what they get into with space travel. That over those large distances. So yeah, in the ocean.
yeah.
Is the world flat?
Nothing would really surprise me
It
anymore.
wouldn't, would it? Yeah.
No, no, no. It really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have listened to a bit of like Santos Benaki, and what was it? I've listened to a bit of Eric Dubay as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I was very dismissive of it at first,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, there are some interesting points that have made me think a bit. Just the whole idea about how gravity can be so strong and so weak simultaneously. So gravity can hold all the world's water while simultaneously being weak enough to let a bird fly.
Yeah. Yeah, breaking away from
How does that work? And they're very well maybe a very good explanation behind it. I don't know, but I thought that was very interesting.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of people break it down and say it's electromagnetics. Like how it keeps the moon in orbit and keeps me on the ground but doesn't squish me. That's a fascinating thing. But also the whole, like the flat Earth thing to me is just a thing that I think it's interesting, but it doesn't really affect my daily life enough. I know the whole principle behind it is they're lying to us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it becomes about the lie.
Yeah, it's more about
tax dollars that they've stolen off us. And
the reality is, though, I know they're lying to us.
Yeah,
like I don't need proof that they're lying to us and stealing from us.
Yes, because they already are.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It wouldn't surprise me, but it's also not going to make me, reach my destination any faster. Like if I turn up at the airport and I'm like, I'm going to Sweden, and none of this round fucking Earth bullshit. I want the flat Earth path. I want to be there in 15 minutes. And they're like, all right, you get on the special plane. That's not going to happen.
Yep.
I know another couple of dollars to the swear jar, but anyway. I did it for the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the cause.
Yeah, for the cause. I did it for the cause.
Yeah, I guess the other one that interests me too, the whole idea of, and maybe somebody, could explain this to me very well. Like if we're, here in Australia and like America's sort of like way off over here, most flights do sort of go like that in the sense, don't they? Instead of going the opposite way around and coming around that way.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's only sort of an east to west thing. There's not like a looping around the other side.
Well, because the maps are very deceptive. Like the globe is, to look at a globe, it's quite deceptive. And when you look at the flat Earth map, because you see flight paths and they'll cross something, whereas when you look at it on a globe, but the globe, to project a globe onto a small globe, it distorts the size of the countries. What we're looking at, I do not believe is an accurate representation of what the globe would actually be or how things work. I do know that there was a guy, a mathematician, who, because shipping companies used to take the routes to get here and there and everywhere, and he remodeled everything on a flat Earth map. He just went, okay, I'm going to take this as a flat plane. and now all the shipping companies all around the world use his maps, and they save thousands of dollars in petrol and diesel and whatever they use to. But that again, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Earth is really flat. It's just the interpretation of what the Earth is, and taking that and putting it onto a map. They say that India went to the moon recently, but there's still no images of the Earth taken from outer space. So I don't understand that. You know, there's just so much. There are so many things, because they're like, you know, India just like, and once you figure it out that they've been lying to us, that NASA is a big scam, why wouldn't you just say, well, we are going to the moon now, and there's nothing you can do about it. We have lots of deserts here too that we can make look fake like the moon. So now we are going to. Yes, India is on the moon. Yeah, India went to the moon. There's now a 7-Eleven on the moon.
Yeah. Very convenient. Get a slushy up there.
Want a moon slushy?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thank you. Come again.
Doesn't NASA translate to deception in Hebrew?
The Hebrew word is something like nasha. It's very close to it.
Okay.
It means, to deceive or to lie.
Yeah.
It's one of those. That's just another one of those things that, like with conspiracy and all that. And I know it's very possible, like the stuff with the Masons, that stuff goes deep, and symbolism.
Oh, yeah.
And I know there are things where they will go, okay, we're doing this and we're going to be lying to the people, so let's call it. But so many of those things I think are purely coincidence. And, you know, but yeah, it is very interesting when you look into the Hebrew. Yeah.
Well, I've seen that not that long ago, one of the world's most advanced AIs took all the photos and videos available of the original moon landing and said that it was fake.
Yeah. The thing about that worries me, everyone sort of thinks that AI, I posted this on Twitter today. I'm not going to pull it up now, but I posted on Twitter. I don't know what gave me the idea to do it, but I asked, I think I asked Grok, who killed Charlie Kirk? And it just came straight back with the official narrative, this Tyler guy, I've got 3 AIs on my phone, and I like comparing the things. So then I went to DeepSeek. I'll read you what it said, because it's fascinating. So yeah, then I went to DeepSeek and I said, who killed Charlie Kirk? And it came back saying, who killed Charlie Kirk? That is a very specific and concerning question. The public figure Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, is alive. There are no credible news reports or public records of his death. It is possible you encountered this question in one of a few contexts: online hoax or misinformation, false rumors and death hoaxes, fictional story, a different Charlie Kirk. I went through this, and DeepSeek is convinced that Charlie Kirk is still alive.
I've just seen some very interesting memes about it. Are you able to pull anything up at the moment on YouTube? Just images?
I can, but you won't be able to see it.
Okay. If you go to a page, I think it's called Based Truther.
Based Truther.
Yeah. And the profile image should be like the all-seeing eye.
Yep.
I think that there's about 10 images on there that had some very So some of them's a bit like, come on, guys. But then there's a couple that I thought was a bit interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the posts. Bad acting on
Yeah.
Smiles. Our daughter just ran into our arms, my arms, purposely slip up. They have to tell you, psyop or not. Look, this is what I said to you the other night. When I first saw this, I immediately went, this is not real. It didn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
that was my first, like, there was something about it that, and like what this does for a movement.
Mm. Yep.
I actually wondered as well. I was like, I just kept thinking, okay, even if he was shot and he was taken away and they saved his life, at what point do you go, we've got a real opportunity here? And he was, it's been reported that he was under a lot of pressure and he was not really doing too well under all that pressure. He was, not that he wasn't doing too well, but he was feeling a lot of pressure online and a lot of pressure behind the scenes. Like, Netanyahu contacted him and offered to fund the organization like never before, like really take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Netanyahu asked him to come to Israel. Said, come and take the trip to Israel that they all take. And he was like, no thanks, no thanks. And as much as he had defended Israel, he was starting to turn on them. And the whole Groiper thing, the Groipers were always turning up and saying, debate Nick Fuentes and asking him questions about Israel. And he was always adamant about, like, no, I stand with Israel, we stand with Israel. But just recently some things have come out where he's saying actually Israel are doing some pretty nasty stuff. And the fact that he turned down their funding.
Yeah.
Like, because the kind of funding you get from Israel, it's not, I mean, they helped him set up, apparently. So they've got, like, founding money, which should probably run out. But, you know, Turning Point USA is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, they had a lot of money in their coffers.
Yeah.
So the cui bono question always comes up in this situations. Who benefits?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. There's just so many questions about the whole thing and there's just so much about it that just, I you know, it could have been just some psycho. Like, he was a divisive figure. And obviously what we're seeing online, people really hate him. Like, I
legitimately,
I don't get it. Like, it's another one of those things where they're taking things out of context and they're saying, oh, he said horrible things. They're treating him like he was like a Tate type figure.
Yeah.
Like, Tate has legitimately said, you know, really, really shocking things that would piss people off. But he said them because he knew they would piss people off.
Yes.
He knows how to game the internet. Like, that's his whole thing.
Yep.
Charlie Kirk just, like, there's even stuff they say, oh, he was a homophobe and all this stuff. But there's all these clips coming out where he's saying, no, gay people are welcome in this movement. He's saying, look, I don't agree with your lifestyle personally, but get involved with the movement. Like, be a you know.
Yep.
So, like, it's just a lot to unpack. But the amount of hatred that's come out, it could quite possibly be. But it is another one of those things. It's like, once again, all the violence seems to come from the left. And the left are out there claiming that they face violence every day because they face this perceived violence. There was a guy talking about it on Twitter earlier, and he was going, "Oh, look, if you don't understand all this hate and vitriol coming for Charlie Kirk, you know, you say, oh, he faced hate and death threats and all this. I face that every day. As a gay man, I face that every day." And I was like, who? Who's giving you that death threats? Like, who? Genuinely. Come on, answer the question.
Yeah.
You can't, because it's not a real. So it's this perceived. It's their own paranoia is filling up.
Yes.
Like, oh no, everyone's out to get me. And so then they turn around and shoot someone. Like, I don't know.
Rejection.
America is such a wild place, man. Like, how does anyone live there? I don't understand. Like the whole gun debate. I wouldn't be able to live in America without a gun. I'd want two. I'd want one on each hip.
100%.
Like, and I would be practicing my quick draw every day. I'd just be like ready, and I'd have them loaded. And be like, let's keep the bullets in one room and the magazine in another. No, I'll keep that thing loaded and on me at all times.
Ready to go, yeah.
If I shoot the cat, that's a small price to pay.
Have you seen the other images of the ring on her hand?
I just saw that then. Yeah, I looked up.
Just saw that? Yeah, interesting, huh? Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, so it's
well,
the Freemasons are oh man, Freemason stuff is nasty. It goes deep. Like, I tried to join the Freemasons a while ago and I got rejected.
Yeah, I remember.
Now I'm glad I got rejected. This podcast saved me from becoming a Freemason.
Yeah.
I was just curious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to the next, what's that one? Oh, yeah, the 33 keeps coming up.
It's always 33. Do you remember during COVID and it was 33 deaths? And they like in everywhere. It was 33 deaths. And it wasn't 33. Just like, oh, they're all reporting 33. It was like, in our state today, there's been 33 deaths. In our state today, so every state had 33 deaths.
Yeah. Well, the 33 that somebody was commenting on was that the tent that he was sitting under, right?
Yeah.
You know how he has his hats? There was, I'll see if, I think I got it on here. All right. So, don't know if you can see that very well or not.
It's coming into focus. Yep.
So, yeah, so the 4 and the 7 on the hat, 4 plus 7 equals 11, 3 rows of 11.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Could be a stretch.
Could be. I think that's a bit of, because 47 is Trump. So
okay. So that's where that comes from. And then this one.
C3, K11. Yeah, look, the problem I have with all of this stuff is like when I've gotten into numerology and decoding the Bible and codex and all of this stuff.
Yep.
These numbers will pop up everywhere. No, like if you start looking for numbers, they will just start popping up everywhere. So
yeah,
if you scan an entire crowd and you analyze things, you're going to see those everywhere.
Yeah.
However, when they are that specific, when the thing, like, why were there 3 hats? Why were the 3 hats laid out like that? They will use those things in any way they can, and they are speaking to their members. They are absolutely like all the people around the world, all the Freemasons around the world will look at it and go, there it is. It's like when Freemasons, if they do this where they adjust their tie And
That's a
they do,
distress symbol,
yeah, it's
isn't
a
it?
distress symbol. It means Freemason in trouble, help. And
Yeah.
the other Freemasons have to help. Even if you're in a court of law, if the judge is a Freemason and you do that, and they go Mason in trouble, they go, I'm not allowing this question. Whatever it is, like they help each
Yeah.
other. So the symbolism they use, it's undoubtable. It's undeniable that they do these things. But at the same time, yeah. So like they would have figured out, they would have gone, 47, well, we can use that. Put three lots of 47. Or it was just a coincidence. It's
Yeah.
just, but that thing of where it's like 33 hours, it took them 33 hours. It was
Yeah.
33 and a third. Why do they have to go with 33? Like, why does it have to be?
Yeah.
Because 33, that is the number. And my numerological number is 33. Which
Oh, there
is
you
why,
go.
yeah, my birth number, which is why I thought they'd let
Oh.
me into the Masons, but it was probably because they figured I'd take over.
Guess how old I am?
31.
33.
Are you 33 now?
I'm 33 at the
Oh,
moment.
man.
Yeah.
I thought you were the same age as Charlie for a minute. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
33. And
Yeah.
that's
The,
when
the, the ring on her finger, though. What do you think about that one?
yeah, that's quite freaky.
Mm.
This I'm a little, I don't know, the hands. I don't know if this is just a bad picture,
Yeah.
but or maybe they've just caked on so much makeup, because if he was completely drained of blood,
Exactly. Yeah.
his skin is not going to look the best. So they would have
No.
to absolutely cover him.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see, guys, but
Yeah.
yeah, it does look like a mannequin. But if you've ever been to a funeral and seen a dead body, you know they don't particularly look, like they used to.
Yes,
Take on a bit
exactly.
of a
They'll try their best. I remember actually reading a book about it. Like for example, that they have to make them look, I think they call it unnaturally natural.
yeah.
Because a lot of us, like when we die, our natural face, like a lot of the time we end up looking something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
something like that. So
your skin
we
falls
can't.
against your skull, and like there's all sorts of
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
So in order for you to be presentable, they need to fix this,
Yeah.
and they will. I think what do they do? Like they super glue the inside of the mouth together
They do all
so that the
sorts of
lips will
stuff.
stay there.
Yeah. Yeah, well
Was
the
it?
lips peel back. Like you get, like you
Yeah.
see this in like horror. You see it in Seven, where they find the guy that's almost dead, and his
Mm.
lips, because the skin shrinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like getting shot in the throat, you're not going to be like, oh dear, I've been
Yeah.
shot in the throat. You're going to be like, ah, and that's going to
Exactly.
be, yeah. You don't want to see your loved one in in a coffin, just like, ah.
Yeah.
He
Exactly.
was attacked by a grizzly bear. That's how he lived and how he died.
Yeah.
Being attacked by a grizzly bear. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember him. That's exactly how I remember him.
Yeah. Just like this. He just walked around, just.
My last memory, yeah, the Norm Macdonald joke where someone gets found after they've been doing, what is it, autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, dressed in a Batman outfit and
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say? I just lost my bloody train of thought. It'll come back.
That's all right. I'm actually thinking I need to go and eat something. I think it's 10. It's 7 minutes past 10.
So remember, and I said this at the start of the podcast,
We go for 3 hours.
and we were
before
talking
we
about
stop.
that we weren't scripted.
Yeah.
We just let it go, and yeah, nearly 3 hours have already passed. So there you go.
I think we're coming
And we
up on
we
3 hours.
could have gone for way longer, but yeah,
Definitely. If I'd have eaten something before the podcast started. I mean, we can go a bit longer.
Yep.
We don't have to wrap it up immediately. I'm just thinking we'll wrap it up soon. But yeah.
yeah, like 10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Can you remember what you were going to say? That's the challenge.
Oh, yes, that's right. All right. So people that have these theories about faking deaths and all this kind of stuff. So to me, the next logical question would be, all right, let's say that that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
This means that they can't be seen in public.
Yeah.
Where the fuck do they go then?
Well, the follow up to that is that they have facial reconstructive surgery. So
Right.
that's the first thing is they have. But with Charlie Kirk, he's got a pretty distinctive head.
Yes, he does.
However, like there's a whole thing they get into it where they're like they do the leg lengthening or the leg shortening, so they change their height so they can.
Height.
That for me, that's like, yeah, screw you. I'll risk it. If someone notices I look similar to me and you're not chopping part of my legs off. That no, that's that. I'll take. We got found out because I'm not prepared to have like a foot of my shins removed. Well, tough.
Yeah.
But there's a theory about Epstein that like many people have been reporting that he's still alive, and someone said that he's in he was spotted in Miami, and this was someone that knew him, and they saw him afterwards, and they were just like, oh, yeah, he's had facial reconstruction. And I mean, what they can do with facial reconstruction surgery is amazing. Like, if you've seen some of the Korean girls, because the most common present for a Korean girl that graduates, their father gives them facial reconstruction surgery, and they start out as these absolute monsters, like things of your nightmares, just these, and they go in, and these surgeons, they're geniuses. They fix them right up, and they come out like these cute little K-pop dolls, and it's like, and then you wonder why your baby looks like a troll because you're bred with something.
Yeah, exactly.
Unnatural. But the thing is, if they can do that, they can absolutely alter someone's appearance in such a way that even if someone saw you and went, you remind me of this person.
Yeah.
You just go, yeah, no, look,
I get that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And they can alter you know. I mean, worst comes to worst, you just have some guy throw some acid in your face, and then you're like, you're just like, did Epstein have an acid burned face? I mean, I don't know. Like, anything's possible in this world, and the levels of deception that people go to, and the level of corruption, even locally. Like, I found out some of the stuff that's going on here locally, and what goes on in hospitals, and how people are stealing, you know, from the government, and they seem to not bother to think that, well, if you're stealing from the government, you're stealing from us, because we're the ones that the government is stealing from. They justify it by saying, well, the government steals from us, so we're just stealing from those who steal from us. And you're saying, well, ultimately, we're at the bottom of that well. You're stealing from us.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like all of the hospitals this stuff goes in, and it's an understood. It's they know they do it. They teach each other to do it. The Masons, they're involved in it. Like, it's just a filthy business, and it disgusts me, and I don't want any part of it. but
Yeah.
I will call it out whenever I see it. And that's why I'm not a Mason. That's why they didn't let me in. Like, what's funny about it, though, the really funny thing I find is, like, I found out I was in Thailand and I found out with one message why I didn't get in. And it wasn't from the Masons. Like, these suckers can't keep a secret to save their lives. Like, they're leaky as hell. But when it comes to the important stuff, then they can keep secrets. But
Yes.
everything else in their organization is just like they're kind of just a bunch of jerk offs, really. So I don't know. It's just very weird. But anyway.
Yeah, so I had another thought about before about where people who fake their deaths could possibly go.
Yeah.
There's this show that I was watching called Z Nation,
Okay.
and big, like, you know, your typical zombie post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Mm.
However, the story took quite an odd turn where all the main characters, they ended up getting kidnapped and transported to like this very private sort of like town.
Okay.
And everything there was perfect. It was like before the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
It was they were completely separated from the rest of the world, and this was where like all the business elites had fled to.
Yeah. Well.
So that they perfectly recreated what it was like before in this town.
Mm.
So it's like, is there a place where people go to then live?
Two things.
After?
Two things about that. So there is a town in Argentina that is like walking into a German village.
Yeah.
This was established just after World War II. And it's believed Hitler went there, and it's full of Germans. All the signs are in German, right? So
German products, cars,
everything. It's
Yeah.
just known that, and all the people that live there are like, yeah, my grandfather, he fought in World War II. Yeah, he's a war hero. Here are his medals. And like it's just like an open secret type of thing. It's like it's that you can go and visit the town. Secondly, the tech people, like your Peter Thiels, your Google people, you know, probably Elon Musk as well. They wanted to build a city out in the middle of nowhere that no one could find. It wouldn't be on the map. It wouldn't be a destination that anyone could go to, just them. And it would be an entire city that would be this super smart, high-tech city.
Yep.
And it would be essentially a high-trust society in the middle of America somewhere, because they were going to control who could come there and who couldn't.
Yeah.
And it was all going to be automated and everything. So it would be like living in absolutely the most high trust society where you don't have to lock up your bike. You can leave your wallet on the table. Like, no one's going to steal anything from you because they're all incredibly rich anyway. I don't know how they would have pulled it off to get the workers in there, but I guess they just would have had essentially a slave class, and probably fairly well-paid slave class, to maintain their society and entertain them and do all that. But yeah, they had plans to build that exact thing that you're talking about. And I think that place already exists.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Well, Little St. James, everyone talks about Little St. James, Pedophile Island, which is the worst name for an island I've ever heard. It reminds me of pedophiles. Just a terrible name.
Exactly.
But there was also the main island, which was just St. James Island, or Big St. James Island, whatever it is. But it's St. James and Little St. James. He owned both of them.
Yeah.
And there's another island nearby that's owned by Disney. Like, there's so much property on this planet that we don't know about. because it's not for us. They're not advertising like, come to sunny pedophile island and check out the, you know, it's like, it's not that there's not it's just a name. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So there are places all over this earth, this realm, that are simply not for us. There's places in New Zealand that are so far out there. These people own, like in the movie Ex Machina, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, yeah.
They're flying over. He's in a helicopter and flying into the estate, and the guy goes, "When do we get over his property?" And he's like, "We've been flying over it for the last 3 hours." Like, they own such vast amounts of property. There's no way you're getting in there, even if you got onto the property and started hiking in. And it just, and in cities they have tunnels and whatnot. And I mean, those things exist. We know the tunnels exist. That's one of those things they will always go, "Oh, well, you conspiracy theorists talking about tunnels." Look into the Jewish tunnels in New York, for Christ's sake. Look into the tunnels under the White... Like, they have tunnels. Tunnels are a thing.
Yes.
But you're a mad tinfoil hat-wearing conspiracy theorist if you bring them up. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think absolutely there are towns, there are places where they can just go to.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to find them, and the locals know not to ask questions. If Jeffrey Epstein or someone really famous, or Charlie Kirk, went to a third world country, you know, in some little village in a third world country, they'd just go, "Oh, he's a big-headed white man." Like, they're not going to be looking at him on YouTube and going, "Hey, you're that guy that pisses people off."
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. There's just so much to it, and I always think of the in Apocalypse Now or Heart of Darkness is the original book. But the guy he goes up. He's just like, "I'm going to go and create my own thing. I'm so fed up with the world." Colonel Kurtz. He just goes up the river into the jungle and he just creates his own thing. And becomes a madman. He controls his own kingdom. So that's why they send him in to kill him. But yeah. I just, there's so many places on this planet that we have no access to. Look on Google Maps. There's like all these areas that are blacked out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, no, you can't see that.
Yep. Well, in the words of George Carlin, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
That's it.
Yeah.
100%.
You and I are not in the big club.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
Would you want to be in it? That's the thing that I always wonder about.
Exactly, because there's a price to pay.
Yeah. I don't know that I want to be in that club. I don't know. I suppose there'd be perks. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I heard somebody that they were talking about very interesting that, like, these elites, for example, that they live in a world where they do have the most immense pleasure, but also simultaneously they have to deal with the most immense pain.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily all sunshine and rainbows. It's just that to them, that's a price worth paying because they get to have the most intense pleasure.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah. I do know in the movie, The Counselor, he explains it very well, where he's like, when you have more money than countries and you can do anything, after a while, once you've done everything, what are you going to do to entertain yourself? Like, how do you get off?
Yeah, exactly.
It gets very dark.
The Counselor.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
That's a pretty dark movie. It's Cormac McCarthy wrote it. He writes pretty dark stuff about Mexico and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been meaning to ask you what that movie was, but yeah, I keep forgetting. So
Yeah, it's just called The
yeah.
Counselor. It's pretty savage. Yeah.
Is that a fairly recent movie?
10 years, 10 years old, maybe,
Oh,
maybe more.
yep.
10 or 20 years old. Yeah. It was around
Yep.
just after. Do you know how old No Country for Old Men? I think that was 2002. So this one,
Okay.
it's about 2005, something like that. It was a couple of years after No Country for Old Men, because as soon as they brought out No Country for Old Men, everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." Hollywood turned
Yep.
to Cormac and just started saying, "What else have you got? Can you write something for us?" And so he wrote The Counselor for them. So,
Right.
because I don't think it's a book. All the other movies of his, they're a book.
Right.
No one's ever made Blood Meridian though, and it's one of the best books he's ever written. It's savage. It is so nasty. And I see people talk about it like how they'd like to make it, but it's kind of one of those books that it would be so hard to make into a movie.
Yeah.
It's just, but it really goes into like how life was a little bit different back then.
Yeah.
It starts off with just this kid getting beaten and thrown out of the house at 14. So he goes and joins the army. And he goes into Mexico and they start killing Mexicans. And it's just, that's the story. The one
Right.
one of the earliest parts of the book that I remember reading and just being like, it's just so savage. This guy, he rides into a town and there's a guy preaching the gospel. And he's in a tent. They've set up a tent like a revival tent. And he's in there preaching the gospel. And the kid's in there watching. And this guy walks in. And he goes, "That man raped my daughter. And I'm here to kill him." And that, like, accuses the priest of all sorts of heinous shit. And the crowd just slowly turns on him. Just starts going, "Oh, this guy's evil." And the crowd takes him out. And they hang him. They just hang this guy. And then, like, in the next thing, he's over at the local saloon getting a drink. He's having a whiskey. And the kid says to him, "Well, it's lucky you spotted that guy. Then you told us who he is." And he just turns to the kid and goes, "I never saw that man in my life. Never saw that man before in my life." He just did it. Because he hates preachers. He hated Christians, so he's just like, "Yeah, no, I just wanted to get him killed."
Oof.
Like, it's just so savage. It's just such a savage story. It's brutal. But it's such a good book. And McCarthy writes, just his flow is, he's just mastered it. Like, very little punctuation. He just masters everything. Like, the book reads like a Christopher Walken. Like, to have Christopher Walken read Cormac McCarthy would be brilliant, because, like, he uses such little. He's so sparing with his punctuation, and that's how Christopher Walken gets his scripts, and that's why he reads things like, "Oh, hey," and he's just stopping in random spots. Yeah, so that'd be fun. Sorry, I'm going off.
No, that's all right. All good.
Yeah.
Well,
let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So in summary, Healing the Shame That Binds You, John Bradshaw, Heidi Priebe, Dr. Ramani, Jefferson Fisher. Look into them. Check them out.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us once again, Tom. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs!
It's another box of dogs!